PRC, quality service since 1972. Repairing TVs, console stereos, electronic musical instruments, pinball machines, arcade games, and more. Call 836-0454.
This is the Weather Xtreme video. This is for Thursday morning, the 3rd of January, a frigid morning across the state of Alabama, the coldest morning here in 4 years. Let's go to some Skycam shots early this morning, and we note that most folks are in the mid-teens this morning. As expected, the last time it was this cold, January 7th of 2004. How about that? There's downtown Jasper. Mount Cheahaw, boy, it's cold even up on that mountain. There's still a little bit of wind in spots and mixing things up. Up there, they're sitting at 12 degrees as I do this update about 5 o'clock in the morning, and there's a look at the shot coming from Cullman. We'll have a full list of the lows in the blog a little later this morning. And again, for those of you watching this via YouTube or iTunes, the blog address is alabamawx.com. Well, there's our big trough that delivered this Arctic blast beginning to move off the Atlantic seaboard. But even though the trough is moving out, the cold air will stay in place, of course. It'll take a few days for this air mass to modify. Today, we should reach the low 40s. We should go above freezing by about 10 or 11 o'clock this morning. And for Birmingham, we're going to be about 36 consecutive hours at or below freezing here. And there's the surface look this morning, and the high is near Memphis, a 1,044 millibar high. And, you know, that thing's going to be awfully close to us tonight, so it's going to be another hard freeze. Tomorrow morning, we're forecasting an average low at 20, but again, the valleys will go right back in the teens. There's a look at the actual numbers this morning, and the core of the cold air running from eastern Canada. See some temperatures up there around 30 below zero. Right down into the deep south and, into Florida. Look at Daytona Beach at 32, Jacksonville at 29, Tampa Bay 27 early this morning. And that's going to be a big issue for the citrus growers down there for sure. And once again, this air is bone dry. This is the expected rain through Monday evening of next week. And this is suggesting nothing here, and I'm sure that's right. And you want some big precipitation, head west. Mountain snow, valley rain, big-time rains for the coast of California, all the way from San Diego north up into Oregon and Washington as well. 14.7 inches of rain over the Sierra Nevadas. Yep, that means about, 150 inches of snow. Are you kidding me? That's over a 5-day period there. I don't think Birmingham's had that much snow since weather records started back in the 1880s. And, of course, all of the Rocky Mountain folks out there will get some good snow as well. Great for the skiers. Now, looky here. We've got a severe weather risk on days 5 and 6. This would be early next week to the west of here, and we wonder if we might see some strong storms around Wednesday of next week. Don't know that yet, but we'll be watching that thing evolve. It is very hard to get decent instability in here this time of the year, in late January or late December and January. Not out of the question, but it's tough. We'll watch that. Here's model output. This is the 06Z run of the GFS valid at noon today. At 500 millibars, the trough is off the Atlantic coast. Down below that, the surface high right over us. So the wind today should be pretty light. Nothing like yesterday. And again, we should reach the low 40s today. Tomorrow, the surface high moves on to the east. But again, we think we begin the day way below freezing once again. The third consecutive morning with a hard freeze, but we should warm up into the 50s tomorrow afternoon. Saturday, we'll be flirting with 60, I think, as the warm-up continues. And there's a look at Sunday. Mid-60s, a definite possibility. That'll feel awfully good after this Arctic blast. And the weekend looks dry. And look at the mess out west. Big-time mountain snows out there and valley rain. Monday of next week, there's your western trough. And once again, how that comes out will determine how much rain we get at the middle of next week. At the surface on Monday, we stay dry, even though dew points are coming up. Tuesday, the trough begins to lift out, and down below that, the surface low is way up there north of the Minnesota Arrowhead with a trailing front down through Chicago and Abilene, Texas. And there could be some pretty hefty storms with that. And look at Wednesday. The GFS really shows the southern segment of that thing intensifying and going negative tilt. If this were March or April, you'd really be worried about a severe weather outbreak, but this is early January, so I don't know if the instability values can increase enough for severe weather, but there's the surface look, and we've got a surface low developing near Knoxville with a trailing band of showers and storms down through here. And yeah, we notice those low thickness values, and that's primarily associated with cold air aloft, not cold air at the surface, so I don't think we'll have any snowstorm with that. But again, we'll be watching for the potential of strong storms. And again, that is suggesting over 1 inch of rain for spots with that thing. And then Thursday, it's long gone. It'll be colder, but certainly not as cold as the air we have in place right now. Now, the system that gets everybody's attention is about 3 days later. This is on the 13th of January. And look at that big trough axis off to the west. And at the surface, we've got a surface low developing on this run. Down there around old Bainbridge, Georgia, with a big rain going on here, and the rain-snow line is near Muscle Shoals, and then we'll go to midnight that night. The surface low moves up to Greenville, South Carolina, with the rain changing to snow across much of Alabama, if this is right. And then on the 14th, that thing rotates up into Pennsylvania with the flurries in the backside. And there's been a lot of really good consistency. Now, this might disappear on future runs. This is voodoo here, but the pattern would favor something like that. But let's get the thing out of here the middle of next week, and then we can focus on that before anybody gets too excited. And then at the end of the cycle on the 18th of January, here comes another good-looking trough. And down below that, another good-looking rain system there. So active weather seems to be the story for January. Looks like it's going to be some interesting times ahead in the weather office. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video this morning. We'll have notes on the blog. The next video here by 3:30 or so this afternoon. And, of course, we invite you to watch us on television this evening, ABC 3340 News at 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Again, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day, and God bless.